In this episode, we talk about what 44 million people around the world are doing, and that is a side hustle. We share with you different types of side hustle and why it is so important right now if you want more freedom and more options.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shari.
And I'm Kim.
Welcome to this episode. So today what we really want to talk about is a term that started to become popular in about 2017, and that term is side hustle. And I'm sure we've all heard it, and some of us may even be doing it right now because over 44 million people currently have a side hustle. And I know sometimes when you think of the word side hustle, you might think, I don't want to hustle anymore, especially doing it on the side. But what a side hustle really is, it's just an opportunity to earn extra income alongside your day job. What it is not a part-time job. This is truly something that you're doing on the side to bring extra income in. And so today what we want to talk about regarding side hustles is, kind of what to look for, what it is, why there's a big rise in people joining any type of side hustle opportunity, and just kind of give our feedback.
So the whole key or the whole point to really a side hustle is to ultimately have more options and more freedom. And so what does that really look like, and why is it so much on the rise? And a lot of it is really for two reasons: because of necessity and opportunity. And let's first talk about necessity. For those of you who are in a corporate job, a lot of you are realizing this might not be where you're going to end. Things change in the corporations all the time. I just got off the phone with a friend of mine who had been with a big technology company, and they just decided to cut their infrastructure by over $1 million. And so they started to look at who is over 50 and who had been there longest. And so job security really is a thing of the past. And so many people are thinking, wow, is this where I am going to stay? Pensions are changing. All kinds of things are changing in that corporate world. And obviously in this year, 2020, so many industries have changed too. And so a lot of the side hustle is just due to necessity, and people really thinking about, wow, I don't have enough money for retirement. And if anything happens to my job, I don't know how long I could live. So retirements have changed. And really the way corporations sort of treat you, no longer is it, I'm going to stay with one company for 40 years and retire with a nice little pension or a severance package. And so a lot of people just are really in that necessity place. And the other thing is there is a lot of opportunity. With technology comes tons of opportunity and some new ways to earn extra income that maybe you haven't thought about. We obviously are going to talk a little bit about network marketing, but there's so many other opportunities that could start simply with selling something on Etsy or eBay or Amazon. So those are just some of the things that you should really think about.
So as I mentioned, 44 million people have side hustles right now. So I'm going to share just a few more numbers with you. 70% of people who do have a side hustle do it for financial reasons. And Kim and I shared a little bit. She just said that one of her friends just called her, just quit her job. I had an experience almost 2 years ago now where my husband had been with the same company for 18 years and got a call on a Sunday, sales meeting on Monday sales meeting. Everyone was told that they were closing the doors. So again, having that side hustle for financial security or just a little bit more peace of mind is so important. Another staggering statistic is that 1 in 3 people have to work more than one job. This is really telling of our times. There is a lot of uncertainty out there. So the more uncertainty there is, the more people are trying to pick up those side hustles or those side jobs. And there's really just so much uncertainty regarding retirement. As we live longer, we need to work longer, or at least have money saved up for retirement. What's really interesting, I thought, was that more than 75% of people 55 and older are leaning on these side jobs for retirement and for security.
So financial reasons really comes to the top of the list about reasons to do the side hustle. Some, like Shari said, are really that planning for retirement and wanting that plan B and that peace of mind. 70% of people use a side hustle to really just pay off debt, whether they're school loans, credit card debt. But this is how people are getting ahead, because that single job, that one stream of income, isn't cutting it. While 23%, I know we're throwing a lot of stats at you, 23% are just using that as a buffer for an emergency fund in case your car breaks down and you have to spend a couple of $1,000s getting your car fixed, in case there's an emergency and you need to go somewhere. So 23% just want that buffer. And then 80% of people are working paycheck to paycheck. And so a side hustle is letting them at least stay a little ahead of the game.
It's all about having a little bit of breathing room. And obviously Kim and I are big proponents of network marketing as a side hustle. But, as we mentioned at the beginning, there are so many different ways that you can create extra income. And so a great exercise would be just to write down some of the skills that you have that would be transferable to a side hustle. And then think about your passions. And while not always is a side hustle directly related to your passion, if you take a look at your skills, a lot of times you're going to find things that you're passionate about. And it's not just about going to a job for a paycheck. Use this side hustle not only as a way to create another stream of income, but use it as a way to fulfill something that may be missing in your life because your day job has you, wrapped up in those golden handcuffs.
And, a second stream of income is really for empowerment. It's really for you to have choices, and it's for you to build wealth. Most of us are not going to get rich off of our day job and have the kind of freedoms and options that we want. So it's really about building wealth. And a lot of people still are in that mindset of like, I just don't think that I have the time to do this. I can't imagine putting one more thing on my plate. And so this is really a matter of prioritizing. And it's not about prioritizing days and hours. It's really about thinking about 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. What can you do 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week in the nooks and crannies of your day? Most of us have an extra 20 hours a week. And even if you just have half of that or a third of that, let's just say you have 5 hours a week, you can start that side hustle. And that side hustle could turn into something you love, could turn into your plan A instead of your plan B.
And, when we talk about time, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, you can make that into 15-minute chunks, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the afternoon. As Kim said, believe it or not, we have an extra 20. I mean, think about the time that you may be binging on Netflix or checking social media or just doing something that's not going to be bringing in extra income. We all have that time. And we know because of the compound effect, a little bit every day added up over time can make a big deal. I mean, just think about going to the gym. If you were to go to the gym 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week for a few months, don't you think you're going to feel and look a little bit better? I mean, it's the same thing with the side hustle. So don't let time deter you from really having something that your future self is going to thank you for.
And so when you're really thinking about, okay, I get what you guys are saying. I do believe in multiple streams of income. I mean, they say that the wealthiest people have 7 streams of income. We're talking about just adding one that you can use that can propel you to have those freedoms and those choices. And so What does that look like? You want that side hustle to be as easy as possible, right? Because the thought of doing something with the stress and the time commitment can be overwhelming. And so the reason why you've heard us talking so much about why network marketing is a great side hustle is because of a couple things. One, there's a proven system for success. You don't have to figure anything out. You can just follow the system. The second thing is there's a community of people, and you typically have for support, a community for support, and you typically have one person that can coach or mentor you. And the other thing is there's usually a very great infrastructure so that your only job is to really have people learn more about your product or services. So you're not reinventing the wheel, you're not creating marketing pieces, you're not out there creating all kind of brand materials. You're really going to brand yourself. And in branding yourself and building your own brand, that brand can be multiple side hustles as you start to grow and learn.
Now, if this all sounds great and exciting, but you don't even know where to start, really the best place to start is find somebody else who is already doing a side hustle. Find people who are doing what you want to do or making what you want to make, and just ask them questions. Ask them to mentor you. Find people that can support you in your goals and dreams. And there are, as we've been saying all along, there are so many different options. Really take that time to write down, as I said, things that you love to do, things that you're passionate about, but also things and skills that you have that can be applied to a side hustle.
And we would love to be that mentor for you. You can call us, chat with us, see if network marketing is even a fit. You can go to our website at kisscorporategoodbye.com and schedule a time to chat with Shari or I, and we can share with you the ups, the downs, the benefits, and really what it takes to build a side hustle, or just Google it. You can Google different side hustles to start getting some ideas. And then, like Shari said, having that accountability piece and talking it through someone, that can be a big game changer. When you start to be accountable to somebody, that's why we love to mentor and coach and teach and train, because we know that when you have that accountability partner, that mentor, your success rate absolutely rises. So if you haven't found that person that you can go ask, or you want multiple opinions, which we think is awesome, make sure that we are one of them on your checklist so we can kind of share with you our experience and why for the last 15 years we have been in this industry, how for both of us this really started as a side hustle, and this side hustle ended up, instead of being that plan B, it became our plan A, and we can kind of share a little bit of our journey with you on that. But really, we started totally as a side hustle. For me, it was to make extra income and eventually replace my income. And I worked the business in the nooks and crannies of my day, probably about those 30 minutes. And what I realized was I started the business. I didn't know what I was passionate about. I didn't know how my skills were going to translate. But like we said, we started to find that our skills soon turned into the things that we were passionate about. And that's one of the things about a side hustle that can be so eye-opening. I had no idea this was going to be my career path and that there was so many things that I would love. But by just looking at my skills and just starting and taking that leap of the faith, my side hustle turned into my full-time job and has been what's able to give me that freedom and those options.
Our hope for you is that you truly take a look at your life now and where you want to be in 5 years or where you want to be in retirement. And if your corporate job isn't cutting it for you, or even if you love your corporate job, we hope that you recognize the importance of having a side hustle, especially when planning for the future. You are in total control. And we really just want you to take stock of where you are right now, where you want to be in retirement. Do you have a side hustle? Do you have multiple streams of income? How is that financial security looking for you? And really importantly, what would happen today if your job went away? Do you have enough financial security to do the things that you want to do? Do you have that security? And if not, maybe it's time to start looking into a side hustle. And if that is network marketing, we are here to help you guide you every step of the way.